Hello, this is Stan Dubin, and welcome to the Hiring Tips Podcast. The name of this tip is Projects Instead of Resumes. In listening to a podcast recently, I heard of an interesting approach to hiring. Instead of concentrating on the person's resume, ask for the projects that she's completed. Of course, you do need to look at the resume to see where your applicant has worked, for how long, and what their skills are. And resumes can tell you other things about your candidate that you often want to know. We can all agree a resume is important, and it can tell us a great deal. So, what's the deal with asking about projects? What can that tell us? Well, first of all, it puts an emphasis on production. And when I say production, I don't mean being busy or doing things. Production, to me, has a very specific meaning. It means completing some activity that results in an item or service that is exchangeable with someone else. Obviously, a manufactured car is a product, and so is a manufactured steering wheel for that car. A repaired flat tire is also a completed activity that is exchangeable. A visit to the dentist can result in a cavity filled, and the patient, who was in pain and now is free of that pain, gladly pays for this completed service. Production, of course, also occurs internally within a business. The receptionist, in a friendly and competent manner, gets a new person through signing in, filling out fully the necessary forms, and moving the person on to the next step. That's production for the receptionist. It is also production when the customer service rep at Arnold's Carpet Cleaning fully handles the customer's concerns, and the customer is happy to continue being a customer. It's even higher quality production when the customer tells others how great their service was at Arnold's Carpet Cleaning. So, where is this all going? Well, a project is a concentrated effort to pull off a certain quantity and quality of production. It could be a one-man project, or it could be a project involving many people with different skills. Virtually every project has a specific purpose to produce something of value, valuable internally to the business, or valuable externally where the business receives some form of exchange. If your candidate can tell you about different projects that, one, he worked on, and two, more importantly, he completed, you'll likely find out a good deal about him. Ask him to describe the purpose of the project, what his role was, how long it took, how did the project generate an exchange, these kinds of things. Was he happy with the outcome? Would he have done something differently if he were in charge? Going back to the podcast I mentioned in the beginning, the speaker thought that projects should replace resumes in the hiring process. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I would simply add this area of discovery to resumes, and you get a broader picture of how your candidate will perform. Thank you for listening. If you are enjoying the hiring tips and finding them useful, would you take a couple of minutes and head over to iTunes and leave us a review? If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, please subscribe as well, and you'll have access to well over 120 hiring tips. You can get there right away by typing into your browser review222.com. That's review222.com. Or you could go straight to iTunes and type in the search bar hiring tips, and that will take you to the podcast as well. And if you know anyone who would benefit from listening to these hiring tips, let them know about the podcast, and that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. The Hiring Tips is brought to you by the Employee Testing Center. We have an employee testing service that will help you hire better staff. It's very accurate, easy to understand, and delightfully affordable. Watch our 3-minute video at getbetterstaff.com. That's getbetterstaff.com. Our podcast does not represent legal advice. Employment law can vary from state to state. So please consult an attorney familiar with the law that applies to the area where your business is located for any legal questions specific to your company.